Krishna Hari Mukunda Murari.
Ram Krishna Hari Mukunda Murari.
Ram Krishna Hari Mukunda Murari.
Ram Krishna Hari Mukunda Murari.
Panduranga 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 Hari.
Panduranga 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 Hari.
Panduranga 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 Hari.
Panduranga 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 Hari.
Ram Krishna Hari Mukunda Murari.
Ram Krishna Hari Mukunda Murari.
Panduranga 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 Hari.
Panduranga 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 Hari.
Panduranga 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 Hari.
Panduranga 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 Hari.
पांडुरंग हरि बोलो पांडुरंग हरि.
Panduranga Hari Bolo Panduranga Hari.
पांडुरंग हरि बोलो पांडुरंग हरि.
Panduranga Hari Bolo Panduranga Hari.
पांडुरंग हरि बोलो पांडुरंग हरि.
Panduranga Hari Bolo Panduranga Hari.
पांडुरंग हरि बोलो पांडुरंग हरि.
Panduranga Hari Bolo Panduranga Hari.
पांडुरंग 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 हरि.
Panduranga 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 Hari.
पांडुरंग 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 हरि.
Panduranga 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 Hari.
राम कृष्ण हरि मुकुंद मुरारी.
Ram Krishna Hari Mukunda Murari.
राम कृष्ण हरि मुकुंद मुरारी.
Ram Krishna Hari Mukunda Murari.
पांडुरंग 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 हरि.
Panduranga 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 Hari.
पांडुरंग 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 हरि.
Panduranga 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 Hari.
विठ्ठल 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 हरि ओम विठ्ठल.
Vitthala 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 Hari Om Vitthala.
विठ्ठल 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 हरि ओम विठ्ठल.
Vitthala 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 Hari Om Vitthala.
विठ्ठल विठ्ठल विठ्ठल.
Hariom everybody. We'll start with 3 Oms and then Gita Dhyanam. Om.
प्रतिबोधितां भगवतां नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्ससुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। भीष्मद्रोणतथा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी स्तोतीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवा पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलम् गीतार्गन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधना बोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरहरः पेलीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारत पंकजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। अथ षोडशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच अभयं सत्त्वसंशुद्धिः ज्ञानयोगव्यवस्थितिः दानं दमश्च यज्ञश्च स्वाध्यायस्तपार्जवम् अहिंसा सत्यमः क्रोधः त्यागः शान्तिरपैशुनम् Daya bhuteshvalo luptvam Mardavam hira chapalam Teja dhriti shaucham Padroho nati manita Bhavanti sampadam devim Abhijatasya bharata Dambho darpobhimanascha Krodha parushyameva cha Ajnanam chabhijatasya Partha sampadamasurim Devi sampad vimokshaya Nibandhaya surimata Mashucha sampadam devi Abhijatosi pandava.
Hari Om, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the second night of our spring yagna. We're welcome to everybody who's graced us with your presence here in the hall, as well as everybody online. It's wonderful to have everyone here together. We are blessed to have His Holiness Swami Shantananda here to help us understand the chapter 16 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. I don't know about you, but after last night's discussion, I spent all day today examining each of my actions to see how they compared to what we learned. Let's just say if this was a schoolroom class, I might get a C+. I don't know how everybody else did. Before we begin, I'd like to, a few thanks are in order. First of all, the yagna sponsor for the entire yagna, Nina and Kuldeep Dev and family, thank you very much for your generous support. Also, today's sponsors, Pam Malik, Vijay Ram Sadhana, Minakshi Baliga, and Anasuya Reddy. If I could please ask you to come and light the diyas for us, that would be wonderful. Good, thank you.
Oh. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswati Namaha, Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha, समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूतमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। सन्तोषिणी जगन्माता मम सौभाग्यवृद्धये नमस्करोमि भक्त्या त्वां प्रसन्ना वरदा भव। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। नीलाम्बुजश्यामलकोमलाङ्गं सीतासमारोपितवामभागम् पाणौ महासायकचारुचापम् नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्. So we have seen yesterday in the 16th chapter, there are two types of personalities or two type styles of living. There is one is the divinely blessed personality style. Another is diabolically fallen, that is asura vritti. One is Daivi vritti, another is asuri vritti. And Bhagavan talked about the qualities of Devi Sampatti in the first 3 verses. And then in the 5th verse we see, and the 4th verse he gave briefly about the Asuri Vritti. Now, then the 5th verse you see, he gives the Palashruti. Palashruti means the benefit of practicing Devi Sampatti, divine virtues, all spiritual practices. So this, what is Devi Sampat Vimokshaya Nibandhaya Usuri Mataha. So Devi Sampat, if you develop the qualities. Actually, in Ramayana also there is a pankti where Ravana's court in Lanka Kand, you'll see Ravana's court, when all the ministers, when Ravana was already inside the Lanka and put up his what do you call army, everything ready to fight. At that time, No, before that, actually, before coming to the Lanka, they were in the seashore. So at that time, Ravana got the news and he asked his ministers, what is to be done? So ministers, as usual, want to please the king. Must bite, you sit quietly, what is there? You are the one with your will, power of your hand, you lifted even Kailas Parvat, and you have conquered and defeated all Dikpalakas. So such a person, what is that to be worried about a human being and monkeys? They are all our bhakshanam food. Mast bite. Let us sit quietly, nothing to be done. This is what Ravana wanted to hear. But Vibhishana got up and said, no, that advice is not correct. So he said, Sumati Kumati Sabke Urhe. Sumati Kumati. So noble thoughts and evil thoughts reside in everybody's mind. But now you are influenced by the evil thought. That is why you are listening to your ministers and taking the wrong decision. So in Chandogya Upanishad, there is a story that Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. There are 4 yugas. In Satya Yuga, the asuras and the devas were in Devaloka and asuras were in Patala, far, far away. In Treta Yuga, what happened? Bhagavan Ramchandraji's time, Bhagavan was in Bharat and Asura was in Lanka. So there is a 2 continent. Then when it comes to Dwapara Yuga, Lord Krishna's time, the Asura was in his own family, his own uncle, Kamsa. But when it comes to Kali Yuga, the Upanishad, the Chandogya Upanishad says, it is still closer. Where is it? It is in the mind. So in our mind, these ascetic tendencies and divine tendencies, both are there. Both fight. This is called Mahabharata war. And always you see, Devi qualities are less in number. And Asuric qualities are number big, like 100 Duryodhanas, Kauravas, and 5 Pandavas. So this Devi Sambhati, if you develop, then what happens? It takes you to spiritual goal. The purpose of life is to attain mukti. That alone will give you ultimate happiness, permanent happiness. It is not that in world we don't have happiness. We are not saying that. We have happiness, but it is temporary. I remember our Gurudev, once he after breakfast, generally he takes some South Indian coffee, decoction, real coffee. I used to enjoy that coffee. And after taking that coffee, he said, who said there is no joy in objects? Sense pleasure, who said there is no joy? Nobody said yes or no. He's asking the question. It was not a question, it was an answer actually. And then he went to his room, he opened the door, and before entering the room said, but it is temporary, he said. So all the joys that we have in this world is temporary, but permanent, but nobody can settle for temporary joy. That is why we keep seeking. If this is not there, next one is not there, next one. This we keep on searching. Unless we find this truth, there is no your own truth. What exactly your own self, this self-knowledge is not gained. There is no permanent happiness. So that is why we have to develop these values, that is noble values, which gives the mind certain purity, and such a pure mind alone will be able to appreciate the Vedantic, the Rishis' teachings. The scriptural teaching will make sense to you. Otherwise, it will become an information. We carry information, but that will not become knowledge. That information has to become meaningful to you. Then only it will work as knowledge. So that is why Devi Sambat Vimokshaya Nibandyaya Asuri Mataha. And if you develop these, the Asuri tendencies, evil tendencies, it will bind you. It imprisons you. It enslaves you. Ma Shuchas Sampatam Devi Apijatosi Pandava. And Bhagavan, looking at Arjuna, he is consoling him, saying that, Arjuna, don't worry, you have divine qualities. You are not asuric tendencies, you don't have asuric tendencies. You have noble qualities, and therefore you are fit to gain moksha. That is the indication. This much we saw yesterday. Now continuing, 6th verse. You want to chant? Dau puta sargau lokesmin
Dvau bhuta sargau lokesmin
Daiva asura eva cha
Daiva asura eva cha
Daivo vistarasah proktaha
Daivo vistarasha proktaha
Asuram partha me shrunu.
Asuram partha me shrinu
Dau bhuta sargo lokesmin, asmin loke, in this world, there are two orders of beings, two styles of living. One is Daiva and another is Asura. So I have already explained to you that Daivo Vistarasha Proktaha. So Bhagavan said, I have explained to you in detail in 3 verses what is divine qualities. So there are only 2 types of people, the good and the evil. There is nothing in between, either good or bad. But you see in Mahabharata characters, if you read Mahabharata, in the characters, in Ramayana, the characters, one is totally good, another is totally bad. But in Mahabharata, you see all the characters, there are percentage of goodness, percentage of badness also, evil also. Some weaknesses. Every character has got some weaknesses or other. And that shows the reality of human being at that time. See, Dwapara Yuga, so the Yuga changes, the quality of people also changes, the proportion of quality also changes. So the good and the evil, all other divisions are man-made. All other divisions that you are this, you are that, etc. They're all man-made problem. Actually, either you are good or bad. Devi vistarasa proktaha asuram parthameshnu. Now, even though Bhagavan gave briefly the 4th verse, introduction to Asuri Sampatti, but Bhagavan was not happy with it. Now he wants to give more detail. So I am going to give you asuram Devi is the asuram parthameshunu. So now I am going to tell you in detail what are the qualities of the asuric qualities. So also values, when it is given in general, we may not get it. So the Lord is demonstrating to show us how he speaks, how he behaves. So this is an example he gives. So it's like a commentary for that fourth verse. Now it goes up to the almost towards the end of this chapter. So more detail is given for asuric tendencies. Continuing. Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha.
Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha.
Janana vidurasura.
Janana vidurasura.
Na shaucham na pichachara.
Na shaucham na pichachara.
Na satyam teshu vidyate.
Na satyam teshu vidyate.
Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha. When you should do something, when you should go forward and act, that they don't know. Nivritti, when you should withdraw, that also they don't know. So when you are supposed to act, you don't act. When you are supposed to withdraw, you act. This is the nature of these people. Now, let us say, for example, you are going in the subway, 42nd Street in New York. At that time, somebody comes behind you with a gun. That is the time you have to withdraw, isn't it? Whatever money you have, you just give him and then say bye, so that your life will be saved. At that time, suppose the asuric tendency, how dare you do this? You turn around and start fighting with him. Then what will happen? As a result, he may lose his life, isn't it? So this kind of impulsive activities. So they don't think. So without thinking, they impulsively act. So from good nivritti, from wrong thing, they go for it. That's why in Mahabharata there is the Duryodhana was asked that, see, you are taught by the same Guru. Yudhishthira, Pandavas and Kauravas were taught by the same Guru. So, but how come Yudhishthira becomes so wise and you are like this? Somebody asked. So, Duryodhana said, Janami dharmam nachame pravritti. I know what is good, but I am not able to do it. Janami adharmam. I know what is adharma, but nachame nivritti. I can't but do it. Kenabi devena hidassidena. Somebody is sitting inside me and pushing me. It's just though. So this is the tendency. The pravrittim cha nivrittim cha janana vidurasuraha. They don't distinguish between these two. Na shaucham napi chacharaha. Na shaucham, no cleanliness. Early morning, getting up without brushing teeth, start drinking what? Coffee, isn't it? Coffee will go without taking bath or no shaucham. Then na api cha acharaha. Achara means so certain routine prayers, etc. So in our Hindu tradition, there are, the moment you get up, you say, Karagre vasate Lakshmi, Karamule Saraswati, Karamadhye Govinda, Prabhate Karadarshanam. Then before getting down from your bed, stepping on to Mother Earth, Padasparsham Kshamaswamam. Then afterwards, when you take a bath, brush your teeth. And after bath, some prayers you should do in your puja room. Then only you should think about taking tea or coffee. Zacharaha. These are the things in our India. These cultures are there in the family. When we used to grow up, we have to take a bath and go to the temple and come back unless they see that tilak on your forehead. My mother never gave coffee. So these are all called achara. Now a person who has initiated into Gayatri, then he should do Sandhya Vandanam. Before the sunrise, you should get up and receive the sun. That is the acharaha. Na satyam teshu vidyate. They have no observation of truth, talking truth. Whatever they say, it will be false. So never take bath, unclean habits. So a person, when he is eating, you can see if he has got unclean habits. Then bad contact, foul language, speak always untruth. Whenever they say something, it turned out to be insulting. So then they will say, I don't mean it. Then that becomes more worse. Then try to explain why they did that, why they did this. This is a tendency. So they have na chaucham, na pichacharaha, cha acharaha, na satyam teshu vidyate. So the purity of thought, purity of activities, and certain straightforwardness, all those things are lacking in this person. Now, that is one aspect of this particular asura. So yesterday I told you who is asura. It is not one who has got a tail and a horn and all that. He is not asura. Coated, booted, well-dressed, educated person also can be asura, because asura, the etymological meaning, asusu vishayeshu ramante iti asura. The one who continuously revel in sense pleasures is called asura. Now continuing, asatyamapratishtam te
Asatyamapratishtam te
Jagadahuranishwaram
Jagadahuranishwaram
Aparasparasambutam
Aparasparasambutam
Kimanyat kamahaitukam.
Manyat kamahaitukam.
They say asatyam apratishtam. This world is unreal, they say. No, which is true. But there is no pratishta, adhishthanam. That is wrong. So this world is false, but without God to support. Apratishtam te. Jagadahur anishwaram. So it is godless. Anishwaram. So the world is without support, and it is going on. Those Big Bang theory and all that, you must be knowing it. So there are different schools of thoughts are there. They come out with different theories. So these people say pratyaksham pramanam. They consider pratyaksham alone is pramanam. Pratyaksham means direct perception. If I see it, I believe it. If I don't see it, I don't believe it. This is their thinking. It's called materialistic people. Charvaka theory in our language. So, Jiva, Jagat, etc. These are unnecessary. What is the nature of God, Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara? These are all unnecessary inquiry. It is, that what is that communist country, Russia and all that? Karl Marx said that religion is opium to people. So they don't believe in God. So, Jagadahuranishwaram. Now they think that, they say, this materialistic people think that unless I see it, I don't believe it. So if God is, you can bring God in front of you? No. So I don't believe it. So that which is heaven, hell, have you seen it? I don't believe it. So if it is written in Vedas, that is all created by somebody to hook you, to scare you. Like this, they gives you a lot of arguments, and they are very good in argument. And they are called charuvakyas, means beautiful to listen to. They say that this objects in this world is a combination of material matter. And this matter is combined in certain proportion, give rise to consciousness. Consciousness is a product of this combination. It is not that consciousness is permanent and the product is impermanent. It's not like that. It is the other way around. And they give beautiful example also. That have you seen somebody eating pan? So different pans and all that there. Have you gone to India, some pan shop? Then you know it. There are 20, what you call the cups are there. And whether there is something there or not, we don't know. But they will put that pan leaf and then chuna, lime. Then what you call the supari. Then they put so many things in that. And then they will give you, you will eat that. They say the betel leaf is green and the other one is white, then the other one is the black, the haricot is black, and all this combined together, a fourth element will come out. What is that? Red color. The same way, you are all a combination of matter, and as a result of this peculiar combination, this consciousness comes. This is their argument. But the other school of thought, they ask them, how can an inert matter join without sentiency? How is that possible? And then again, who decide the proportion? Then it is said, it is nature. In nature it is there. But whose nature is? That is also they will not answer. Then, therefore, their philosophy is what? As long as you live, live happily. Yavat jivet, sukham jivet. And suppose you don't have money, then what is to be? Borrow money. That is all Western countries, it started. Borrowing is, your credibility is what? How much you borrowed, isn't it? Your credit score is according to how much you borrowed. Not how much you paid, how much you borrowed. Yavat jive sukham jive Ranam kritva gritam pipet. So, borrow money and enjoy. Gritam pipe means those days drinking ghee is supposed to be healthy. That's why all Punjab, शुद्ध घी से बनाते हैं, खाते हैं ना, तो तगड़ा हो जाता है. South Indians know only little. The spoon is also, there is no spoon. And that Dora little ghee is there, they will just show it, that's all. They are so scared of ghee. So granam kritva gridam pibet. Why? Suppose you borrow from here and you cannot borrow anymore, go to some other place and borrow. That is how their theory is. Bhasmi bhutasya, there why? Because bhasmi bhutasya dehasya, once the body is burned into ashes, who is going to come back? So why are you worried? Then again they have another argument. They are very intelligent people. They say, what is papam? What is punyam? Papam is sorrow. Punyam is happiness, isn't it? Now, when you borrow money and spend, is it not happiness? Yes. When you want to give back, you are sorrowful, isn't it? So don't give back. So this is their theory. You asatyam apratistante jagadarahu ranishwaram. So this world is unreal, that they know. This is called Rakshasa Vedanta, you know. In Bhagavatam, there is a portion where Hiranyaksha was killed by Bhagavan Vishnu, the form of Varahavatara, Hiranyaksha. At that time, Hiranyakashipu, his brother, is consoling his Hiranyaksha's wife and children and mother is consoling, giving highest Vedanta. So whoever come, they have to die. It is natural. That is the law of nature. But Atma never dies. It continue. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani granadi yatha vihani. So like this, he gives a beautiful lecture. Then afterwards, what he did? Then, handing over the kingdom to his ministers, he went for tapas. For what? I want to become victorious. Nobody should be able to kill me. And I want to conquer the world and rule the world like that. So, these people also say the world is unreal. Jagadahur anishwaram. Aparaspara sambhutam kimanyat kamahaitukam. Now he says creation is nothing but a result of mutual union. If a person thinks that he is a byproduct of his parents' lust, then he will have no respect for himself and the parents or society. Such people will have no respect for any values. So they have no respect for themselves. They consider we are a byproduct. So such people have no higher values in life. Now, they consider world is nothing but an accident. No God or no controller, there is no creator. This is their theory. And now Kali Yuga, it is going to be more and more rampant. We are in Kali Yuga only Pradama Pada. But when the Kali Yuga, slowly grow, then you will see all these things, these people become more predominant. If the philosophy of life is no God, no law, no discipline, then they are free. That means what? Live a permissive life. They have no respect for any law. So such people are the one having problem, so many psychological problem. So all those problems are because of this. They don't believe in anything. They don't believe in themselves also. Continuing. Etam drishtimavashtabhya
Etam drishtimavashtabhya
nashtatmanolpabuddhaya
Nashtatmanolpabuddhayah
prabhavantyugrakarmanah
Prabhavantyugrakarmanah
chayaya jagato hitaha.
Yaya jagato hitah
Etam drishtim avashtabhya, depending upon this view of life. See, a person who considered pratyaksha is a pramana, then he doesn't believe in anything unseen. So like the scientist, they believe only what they see in the test tube or in the laboratory. They don't believe something that is unseen. So if this is the thinking or point of view, they are, Bhagavan says, nashtatmanaha alpabuddhaya. They are lost case. And alpabuddhaya, they are narrow-minded. Their thinking is very narrow. Alpabuddhaya. Vishaya alpaiva buddhi. Vishaya avishaya. Alpabuddhi. So such people, having lost their vision, behave like an animal. Nashtatmanaha. If I know that I belong to a respectable family, even I am poor, I will not commit terrible, sinful activities. So think about it. Million and a half of Jews were burned alive. Why? Because I am a cobbler's son. Those people never respected me. I will show them. So how such thought came to him? Think about it. There was evil tendencies. So that's nashtatmanaha. Alpabuddhaya. It was not a Hitler case, even in Puranas, in our Itihasa, Ravana was also like that. How many sadhus he killed. In fact, he took their blood and collected and put it buried under Janaka's field. So such a terrible, monstrous people. Prabhavanti ugrakarmanaha. So they do all this kind of terrible, monstrous activities. They've destroyed chayaya jagato hitaha. Because whatever, all those terrorists, you look at it, their activities, what they do, not for anything constructive, destructive, and they get joy out of it. That is the another thing. Somebody is suffering, so many people, children, family, they suffer, they enjoy looking at it. That kind of a mind. So you must have seen that, what do you call that, recent movie, Kashmiri Files. You've seen? It came on the theaters now. That is the evilness, the evil tendencies, how worst it is. You can see that. It is demonstrated. That is why Ugra Karmanaha, Bhagavan says, they do the fierce activities to destroy. Chayaya Jagato Ahitaha. Jagataha Ahitaha. So for to destroy the world. So they say, there is no basis for this world. Everything is an accident. This is their philosophy. Now, even if you want to be successful in this world, you have to have certain principal values to be practiced. Otherwise, you will not be successful even in materialistically. So, material world also, if you want to be successful, you have to have certain values. So, these people, that's why Bhagavan said, Nashta Chetasaha, Alpa Buddheha, Nashtatmanaha. They are lost totally. They cannot be saved. So, they lost their vision. They cannot be revived, that state. Because they consider they themselves suffering, they create suffering for others. That type of tendency is called asuric tendency. Then continuing, kamamashritya dushpuram
Kamamashritya dushpuram
dambhamanamadhanvitaha
Dambhamanamadamvita
mohat grihitva satgrahan
Mohat grihitva satgrahan
pravartante shuchivrataha
Pravartante shuchivrata
pravartante ashuchivrataha. So their resolve is unclean, impure thinking. Kamam ashritya dushpuram. Dushpuram means insatiable is their desire. Everybody's desire is like that only. So, as you grow old, you are supposed to get matured. But what happened? Physically we grow old, but mentally we grow younger. The other way around. So, it is called jiryanti jiryata keshaha, danta jiryanti jiryataha, chakshusrotre jiryante, trishnaika karunayate. It says, the hair would turn grey. Then danta, the tooth also, denture and all that's gone completely. Chakshuhu shrotram jiryante, eyesight also gone, and hearing also problem. But everything is grown old, but what remains alive is Trishna. Eka tarunayate. It is young. The desire is still younger. So, these people have got one desire or another. The desire in us is like this. Our Swamiji used to say, it is like the tissue paper, One you lift, another is there. Then another you left, another is there. It is like that. So, in Mahabharata, there is a story about Yayati. Yayati married Devayani, this Shukracharya's daughter. That marriage also a peculiar style of marriage. I hope you know the story. You don't know? Sharmila, she is the daughter of the king, this Asura king. And Sarmishta, okay, Sarmishta. So she is the daughter of the king, Asura king. And Devayani is the daughter of the Rajaguru, that is Shukracharya. And Shukracharya's one weakness is his daughter. Because only one daughter. So whatever daughter says, he will do it. That is his weakness. So both of them, the Sharmishta and she's a king's daughter, royal princess. Both of them went for a picnic, it seems, in the forest. And there was a lake. They all, along with their sakhis, they were taking bath. At that time, a Gandharva just passed by. So these girls suddenly felt shy and they came hurriedly and tried to dress up themselves. In the hurry, what happened was, this Sarmishta's clothes, and the Sarmishta wore Devayani's clothes. And Devayani was standing there. She got really angry. And she said, how dare you take my dress, touch my dress? I am your guru's daughter. I am sacred. And we are the one protecting you. So like this, they started arguing. And the argument became physical fight. And this, she is a princess. She will not give up. She also fought. And in the process, what happened? They got angry and this Sarmishta lifted her and threw her in a well. Now, naked. She didn't wear the Sarmishta's dress. So, then they left her and gone. This Yayati was hunting in the forest and he was looking for some water, one well to drink some water. He looked at the well. What did he see? Devayani. And he gave her some clothes she wore. And then she said, hold my hand, I will lift you. So he lifted her. And when she came out, he said, now you are the first man who held my hand. Therefore, you have to marry me. Then he asked, who are you? And she said, she introduced herself, I am the daughter of Shukracharya. Now the king is in trouble. The Shukracharya's daughter, you cannot say no. Then he will curse him. So he said, okay, if that is the case, I will marry you. Then she went to her father and gave her version of what happened. And father got angry and went to the king. How dare you insult my daughter and all that. And I can curse you and make you like, ashes in no time. The whole kingdom will be perished and all that. Then king said, please don't do all that. Tell me what is to be done. He said, you go and apologize to my daughter because she is the one get insulted. Then to please her, he asked, whatever you say, we will do it, please. Don't make your father angry. Then she said, I am going to get married to this King Yayati. And when I am getting married, the Sharmishta should come with 100 attendants and serve me. That is a foolishness to do. Because she is a princess, she is better looking than her. She didn't think about the consequences. And Sarmishta has no choice. She said, okay. Then she is a princess, naturally. Whatever this, what do you call, what's her? She says, she will tell her servants to do it. So finally they got married and they went to the palace and started living there. And then what happened after some time? She got two sons. The Shukracharya's daughter, she got two sons. Then she saw three other children are playing in the courtyard. She asked, whose sons are they? She went and asked the children, who is your father? And it so happened that king was coming. And they said, daddy, daddy, and all that. She understood it is Sarvishna's. How did you get children? Then the whole news came. That king was attracted to her. And in king, Sarmishta also got three children. So Devayani was so angry. Again, she went to her father, complained about it. And father cursed Yayati, saying that, may you become old. Then Yayati said, see, if I become old, who is suffering? Your daughter only suffer. Then Shukracharya thought, oh, I have to do something. So he said, okay, among your children, whoever can give you, exchange your youth, then you can enjoy the youth. Now he went to Devayani's children. They said, refused. No, no, no. Then this Sarmishta children, first one also refused. Second one also refused. The last one, Pururavas, he said, I will accept it. I will do whatever be the wish of my father. He exchanged his youth for his old age. And after taking over the youthhood, again he enjoyed pleasures. Then after so many years, he looked at his son, he's suffering for old age. He felt so bad. So he returns his youthhood to him. And he said, Najatu kama kamanam upabhoge nishamyati. So he declared, saying that any number of time you enjoy, this kama is such a fire that it never get quenched, satiated. It is something like putting ghee into the fire. So kama mashritya dushpuram, insatiable is the lust in everyone, these people especially more. That's why Ravana has got 10 heads. 10 times more than a normal person he enjoys. That is the idea. So head stands for enjoyment. Dambamana madanvidaha. Damba means hypocrisy. Manam, vanity. Madam, arrogance. Dambamana madanvidaha. So these people are generally hypocrites. They put up, Damba I already explained to you earlier. Damba means hypocrisy. They put up a show that they are good people, they are dependable people, etc. But it's not so. Manam, abhimanam, their achievement, their kantan, I am coming from a good family, etc. It's manam. Madam, pride. And Mohat grihitva satgrahan. And they have certain ideas, they hold on to it. Wrong ideas, but they hold on to it. That is, they're stubborn with their own view. Their view is impure, but that impure view, they keep on holding on to it. So false dogmas with unclean roots resolve, holding on to false dogmas. So that is why all those terrorists, they have false dogmas, isn't it? False ideas. So to teach these people a lesson, so to kill them, these are all the false ideas, they hold on to it, and work with unclean resolve. So that is the attitude of these asuras. Now continuing. Chintamaparimayam cha
Chintamaparimayam cha
pralayantamupashritaha
Pralayantamupashritaha
kamopabhoga parama
Kamopabhoga parama
etavaditi nischitaha.
Etavaditi nishchitaha.
Chinta, worries, aparimeyam cha, endless. So there are people who are addicted to worry. One worry or other they have to have. Only then they survive. If no worry, they feel miserable. Chinta, aparimeya. What are the worries? Someone will kill me. So that is why all these insurance companies and all that, they survive what? You're worried about the future, isn't it? They come and tell me also, Swamiji, you should have some insurance for your funeral. I said, why should I worry about my funeral? It is somebody else's problem. If they want to dispose me, fine. If they want to keep me, also fine. So, chinta, this kind of worry, oh, someone will come and kill me. So what? So bodyguard, keep bodyguard, securities, and suspicious of everyone. Never trust anyone. So that is chintam aparimeyam cha pralayantam upashitaha, until their death. It's not that one time it is going to stop. So this chintanam is good, thinking is good, but worry is a problem. Worry dissipates your energy. You become useless. Most of our tiredness is not because of physical work. Physical work, you need only a little bit of rest. All the farmers who is working in the field, they come back and take a bath, they are fresh again. In those villages, you see, they have energy even then to read Ramayana and sing bhajans, kirtans, etc. They have that energy is there because their mind is not worried at all. They concentrate on the job and then they enjoy what they are doing. Whereas in our modern time, what is happening is we minimum physical activities. Now in front of the computer, everybody sits. What is there? Only fingers are moving and eyes are moving. That is all, nothing else. But the mind is worried, so much worry. And single families, especially, their worry is much more. And especially in a society where everything is uncertain, isn't it? So somebody said, Swamiji, I got a permanent job. I said, no, in America, there is no permanent job. Even if you work 25 years, still there, you can get a yellow slip. Isn't it yellow slip or pink slip? Oh, now it is pink. Pink slip. Very happily, they will hand it over to you and say, very happy to work. We were very happy that we worked so far, and thank you very much for all your services and all that. Very nicely they tell you. So this is worry, that my job will end. Then what will I do? Bye. If you lose one job, another job will come. Nothing to worry. So far, Bhagavan has taken care of you. He will take care of you later also. That thought will not come to them. So, chintam aparimeyam cha pralayantam upashidaha, till their death, they keep on worrying. So now think about it. First they are worried about getting married. After getting married, then children. Then after children, worry about children. Then when they grow up, they have to get a job and settle down. Then their marriage, they are worried. Then after marriage, the grandchildren come. They worry about grandchildren. So like this, it continues. Generations after generation. So this is, so that's why in Bhagavatam, there are only 3 problems in our life, they say. One is the past worries, past regrets, and future worries, and shoka, moha, bhaya. These are the only 3. Shoka means regrets of the past. Bhaya means future anxieties. Then moha means delusion. So these 2 things, past regrets and future worries, come and hit upon you in the present moment. Then your mind gets deluded. You are confused. So these people keep on worrying about this and that. That is why they want to acquire. They think that money is security. Money is useful, but if you think that money is security, then you see you become more insecure when you have more money. Is it not? You are worried about all your relatives. They borrowing money, they come and borrow money from you. So you have to keep all your relatives away, especially brother-in-law, etc. You have to keep them away. Because you know, once you give, it will never come back. Why are you asking? After all, I am your brother-in-law. I will say. So this worry, so try to Kabopabhoga parama etavatiti nischitaha. What is life if you ask him? This is what life is. What is that? Enjoy, continuously enjoy. Khao pio. Enjoy life. That is what it is. Nothing beyond that, they think. So kamo, there is nothing else in life other than enjoyment. There is no sacred or divine in life other than material pleasures. And that is why so much of research is going on to make you look young, isn't it? So many capsules are available, antioxidant, that and this. That whole industry is so rich. to look good, look young. This is the whole industry is surviving on that. So chintam aparimeyam cha prayantam upasthitaha kamopabhoga parama etavatiti nischitaha. Continuing. Asha pasashatair baddha
Asha Pashashatair Baddhaha
kama krodha parayana
Kama Krodha Parayana
ihante kama bhogartham
Ihante Kama Bhogartham
अन्यायेनार्थ संचयान्
Yayenartha Sanchaya
आशापाश शतैर्बद्धाः. Asha, hope. So, lot of expectation and hopes. So I will become that. So when we come to first generation who came to America, they had a lot of hopes, isn't it? Then after those, they all made a list of items that they have to and tick marked also. And some people became very rich because of the prosperity. And then that will not end. Billionaire also, you ask him, what do you want? He will not stop there. He will say, I want to become the prime minister. Or president, whoever is powerful, that is what I want. So much money, billions of dollars are spent in the, what you call, the election. To become what? I want to become powerful. So asha. And you, once that asha comes, then what happened? You are bound. Asham. You bound by that. Until you achieve that, you will not stop. So asha pasha shataihi. Shata means hundreds. Hundreds of hopes and expectations or desires fulfilled. Kama krodha parayanaha. Because if you keep certain expectations that I am now, suppose you stand for election and if you don't get it, what happened? Krodham, anger comes. Kama krodha parayanaha. Ihante kama bhogartham anyayenartha sanchayan. Now for the sake of enjoyment, fulfillment of your lust and greed, then they want to acquire money. Anyayena, not proper way, in unjust way. They started acquiring, that you call bypassing the tax, etc., tax evading, or some underground way. They try to make money. Not lot of shortcuts they take. Cheating that person, cheating this person. Like that. Anyayena artha sanjayan. Anyayena by wrong means. Cheating, killing, looting, manipulating, whatever way. They consider that it is smartness. But they don't understand whatever action that you do, karma, it has got its result. And you have to pay for it. Nobody else there to pay for it. You have to pay for it. So this kind of unjust way of wrong means of acquiring wealth, it will not last, stay with you. It will give you trouble at one time or other. So corrupt means should not, that is there, they take joy in that because they count only immediate gains. They don't think about the consequences. Now think about it, the top leaders, how to keep their position going. How many crimes they commit. So all those stories you can see. The king stories also you can see. Politicians also. In order to keep that position, what are atrocities they do? So that is what ihante kamabhogartham anyayena artha sanchayan. Anyayena by wrong means what? Cheating, killing, looting, manipulating, etc. Like bank robbery and all that. What a beautiful planning they do. Foolproof method. Every other loopholes they will cut down. They do that. Very intelligent people, but that is used for a wrong means, wrong end. Now, Bhagavan gives these 3 verses are direct speech. Idamadhyamaya labdham.
Idamadhyamaya labdham.
Idam prapsye manoratham.
Idam prapsye manoratham.
Idamasti idamapi me.
Idamasti idamapi me.
Bhavishyati punardhanam.
Bhavishyati punardhanam.
Today I have won this. Idamadhyamaya labdham. So these are all those people, their conversation. You know, in parties, if you attend, then you can hear all this. After the first peg of whiskey goes inside, then he become relaxed, sober. Then you can see he start unwinding himself. Somebody will ask him, what is your success story? Then he will tell, Swamiji, you know, I came to this country with $20. Now I am 20 million. Really? So then I will say, you are the person I was looking for. For what? Getting donation. Then he will withdraw himself. Swamiji, everything is in paper, no cash. So I have achieved this much. Idamadhyamaya labdham, idam prapsye manoratham. I acquired this much of property. Now I have an eye for neighbor's property also. Somehow I want to buy that, so I can acquire more. So even the stock market also, they have this corporate. So all this corporation, so they deliberately buy the stock and then make it go bankrupt. Then they step in and buy it like that. So this is how this asuric tendency, big corporation, big business magnate. So their success story, if you look at it, there is no straightforward method. There are always some foul method they use. Idam prapsye manoratham. I shall fulfill that hope also. That the company also I will acquire. I have acquired this. Now I will acquire that company also. Idamasti idamapi me bhavishyati punarthanam. Now this wealth, again I shall make it mine. Somebody's wealth, he wants to somehow make it his. All these con artists, you must have heard their stories. They target a person and then they totally take away their money without their knowledge. So this kind of a tendency is called asuric tendency. Today I have won this, I shall get that one also. I've been thinking about it, I shall get that also. This type of language they use. Continuing. Asau maya hatashatruhu.
Asau maya hatashatruhu.
Hanishye chaparanapi.
Hanishye chaparanapi.
Ishwarohamaham bhogi.
Ishwarohamaham bhogi.
Siddhoham balavan sukhi.
Siddhoham balavan sukhi.
See, in Puranas, you hear all the time the stories. The Rakshasas go and meditate upon the Lord, Brahmaji, and they get boon. And once they get boon, what happened? They attack heaven. Why? Because see, when it comes to meditation, Dhyanam, this asuras got lot of concentration. Wow. Because the desire is so strong in them that I want to conquer the world. I want to conquer heaven, etc. That desire is so strong. Because of that, they become so integrated. And their tapas generally become ghora tapas. That is why all those, Ravana and all that, when he sit for that prayer, nobody can disturb him. So that much of concentration he had. But after that, what is that? So manashuddhi nahi hai. There is no cleanliness of heart, purity of mind. So therefore, immediately getting power, they change. Their asuric tendency come, then conquer heaven and rule and make all the devatas disappear from the heaven. And all those Ramba, Tilottama, all those things, they have to dance for them. And they are reluctantly dance. What to do? There is no joy. But they do it. What to do? There is no other help. So, aso maya hatashatruhu. I have killed this Shatru, this enemy. I have destroyed him. Either physically or financially destroy him. Anishye chaparanapi. I shall get rid of that competitor soon. Now, after getting rid of him, I will be able to sleep well. Until then, I cannot. Ishwaroham aham bhogi. I am the Lord. You read the story of these mafias, you know this. Then what do you call these cartels, you know, these people who deal with the drugs and all that. So they what is that? Their competitor they destroy, then conquer that field. Then another competitor come, he will destroy that field also he conquer. Now they say, I am the Lord of this. I am the Lord. So that's why Ishwaroham bhogi. I am the enjoyer. I enjoy the whole kingdom. So they say, whole Mexico is mine. Whole Colombia is mine. Whole Cuba is mine. Like that they say. Yeah, these people rule over that place. Siddhoham Balavan Sukhi. I am all right. I got everything. And they don't think that the consequences. Strong, and I am strong, Balavan. Who is equal to me? Balavan, Sukhi. I am Balavan hai. I am Sukhi hai. I am happy that this. So, Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Asau Devadatta Nama Maya Hataha Durjayaha Shatruhu. So, this formidable, wiry enemy I have killed, whose name is Devadatta, is slain by me. So that is why Ravana went around and conquering all the Dikpalakas he conquered. Then he went to heaven, conquered Indra also with the help of his son Indrajit. In the first war, Indra defeated Ravana, put him in jail. Then his son came, Indrajit came and released his father and defeated Indra. That is how. So, this Hataha Shatruhu, I have killed my Shatru, Anishye cha Aparanapi. Other enemies also I will conquer one by one. So this you see in corporate world also. They try to destroy other companies, other corporations by foul method, and then acquire that also and become powerful. So they think that I am. They say, no, whatever I touch turn into gold. So that kind of a ahankara comes to them. Siddhoham Balavan Sukhi. I am Siddha. I am Sukhi. I have achieved everything. I am very happy. So na kevalam manushaha Balavan Sukhi cha ahameva. I am not an ordinary man. I am very strong and happy. And all other people are burdened upon the earth. I am the only one good for this society, etc. Okay, we'll stop here. We'll continue tomorrow. Rest. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Hari Om. It is so hard to break the mood of lecture at the end here, but Swamiji, we look forward to reflecting on today's content. Thank you. A couple of announcements. I'd like to share some of the upcoming programs at Chinmaya Mission Toronto. One is that our Pujya Gurudev, because of whom we're here, we will be celebrating his Jayanti on 8th of May, Sunday, in a few weeks. So please save the date and join us 4 to 6 p.m. on Sunday evening. We will do Paduka Puja and celebrate the presence of Gurudev in our life. Then, next announcement. Very excited to share, we have a new program starting, a Ramayana chanting class. 8 weeks. We will do 2 times a week, 20-minute class, and you will learn how to chant Tulsidasji's Ramayana. We'll do famous verses from Ramayana with meanings, and it is open to everybody. Catered to kids, but open to all. So if you know anyone who is interested or you're interested, please do join us for that. It starts first week of May. Next announcement. On Sunday, our Puja Swami Shantanandaji will be doing a summary of Bhagavad Gita chapter 6. And this is part of our Holy Gita reading group. Those of you who are aware or who are not aware, every morning for 20 minutes, we read and reflect on Gurudev's Bhagavad Gita commentary. So we've ended 6 chapters. Now is a great time to join if you'd like. So you're welcome to come for the summary lecture and of course join for the reading group as well. But I don't think anybody here doesn't know Balavihar, but I will share that if you know anybody who may be interested in the program or doesn't know yet that they may be interested, please take the opportunity to encourage them to join. It's a good time to let them try the classes so they can decide their plans for September once the regular school year begins as well. And finally, we have so many classes going on across the GTA, virtually primarily, but please see there are some new classes, and if there's anything you'd like to join for, Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita, other Prakarana Granthas, going on every day, there's some class and of some interest, please do join us. Okay, these are some things going on at Chinmaya Mission Toronto, and everything else, you please check out our website. All the details are there. Okay, Hari Om. Hari Om Swamiji.